Hey guys, welcome back to Journey with Rebecca. I'm in the kitchen today and I'm trying to get all the things done again. I have some basil that has definitely seen some better days that I got to bring home from work. I'm going to get that ready for dehydration and then have a whole jar of garlic here from last season that I need to get processed safely for consumption because I'm about to have a whole other crop of garlic and I guess I just haven't used a lot or didn't give enough away. I'm not sure, but I have a ton of this. Plus I have a bunch that's sprouted, so I need to take care of that as well. And then I just have like some kitchen prep work and organization to get done. So we're just gonna spend the day in the kitchen together. So if you watched my last video, I just got some herbs planted in my little herb garden right outside, and one of the things I planted was basil, and one of the things that I said is that I really don't even need to plant basil because I'm lucky enough to be able to bring some home from work, and I brought home a ton last season and I got it all dried up, and this is all that I have left, and I've been using it so sparingly because I didn't want to buy any from the store because I knew I would be having more basil from work. So I'm really excited to have gotten this plant, which you can see it's seen better days, wasn't good enough quality to give to our customers, so I got to bring it home. So this sat outside in the rain last night, so it does have a little bit of like just kind of dirt that like splashed up from the rain. So I'm just gonna get this washed up quickly, pat it dry, and then get it into the dehydrator and have this working for me while I'm doing other things. So in my last video, I did all the things like I normally try to do, and one of the things I did was I was drying some chives, air drying them. So I will show those to you. Those are all dried and they've shrunken up a ton, and I actually think I might do another round of them because they did shrink up so much, and I have plenty out in the garden. And then I will also show you the harvest of the raspberry leaves that I got dried as well, which again, I might do another round of just because, like I mentioned in my video, I didn't pick a whole lot because I didn't have a whole lot of raspberry bushes that came back, and so I didn't want to pick all of the leaves. So I'm just going to air dry this basil a little bit, pick off any of some yucky spots. I see like a leaf here that has a little bit of brown on it with a hole in it that I probably don't want to use. So just want to make sure that all the leaves are good, and then we're going to get them into the dehydrator and get that going for us. I feel so fortunate to be able to bring things like this home from work and use them in my kitchen. Last year, I was really overwhelmed with all the things I got to bring home, so I want to make sure that I plan a bit better for how I will use and preserve all of the produce that I will inevitably come home with, because I have such a hard time saying no to things, even on the days where I swear I won't bring anything home. The basil, I got a full dehydrator full of, which won't be enough to get me very far, but at least it will help fill this jar up a little bit more so I can start using some more basil again, because I really love to have it in the kitchen and I just didn't want to buy any. So, but that'll be a good start. It's out in the garage because I can't stand the noise of the dehydrator. And since I'm going to be working in the kitchen more today, I figured I'll just put it out there and I won't have to worry about the noise. It's kind of like the bathroom fan. Like, I just can't stand the noise. However, I can't sleep without a fan, so it's weird. I don't know. Anyways, this is the jar of raspberry leaves that I got, that I dried. Not a very big jar, like I said. Good for a couple of cups of tea, and I should probably pick some more. And then this is the tray of chives that I dried, and they are completely dry now. They've actually been sitting up on top of the counter since I did them last, whenever that was, a few days ago, because I totally forgot about them, to be honest. So I'm just gonna throw these into a jar and see how much I have, and then, like I said, I might just do more. And these are all jobs that all just kitchen jobs that I'll just continue to keep doing to continue to stock my kitchen. So looks like I'll get about a half a jar of these, and since I do have so many more chives outside, I'll probably do it again, and I don't mind taking the time to do that at all. So yeah, half a jar of chives, dried and ready to go for whenever I want to use them in my next dish. And then I think before I start peeling all of the garlic, which is going to be a tedious task, I have some chicken in the fridge that needs to be cut up and processed and ready for meals. So I think I will do that next. I typically like to bring home packs of chicken from the grocery store and get them cut up and processed right away. The chicken breasts are so big that I like to actually cut them in half and double the amount of chicken that I have. And I've just been really slacking lately. I did not go grocery shopping this week, and I just think that I'm actually not going to. I'm not doing a very good job of utilizing the things that I have stored and processed and put away in my freezer for later use. I have plenty that I really don't need to go to the grocery store. I did need eggs. I did go buy those. Those are something that I eat daily and couldn't live without. But it's just been, it was a really busy weekend. It was Mother's Day weekend, and I just didn't have the time to get to the grocery store, and I figured, you know what, I really just don't think I need to. I do have a whole pack of chicken that we didn't end up using from last week, so, but it does need to be processed so we can use it this week so it doesn't go bad. So I figured I'll just take advantage of the time that I have today while I'm not at work to process up some of this food and get it ready for our next meal, and just really not bother with the grocery store. Now I have 2 meals of chicken ready to go. I've done myself the favor of not having to worry about that anymore. And then the only other thing that I want to get prepped and taken care of is just this. I have this pack of strawberries, which is almost used up, but not quite completely. And I want to get these cleaned up and put into a mason jar. Strawberries just last so much longer when you process them, right when you get them home from the grocery store. Just wash them up and then dry them really good, cut off the tops, and just throw them in a mason jar with a paper towel in it. And like even these ones, they're starting to already go bad. It truly is amazing how long these will last once you process them and get them in the mason jar. They last so much longer than if you just leave them in the container. And I just had extra ones from fruit. I made like a fruit dip and had a bunch of fruit for my daughter when she had a bunch of her friends over. And I just didn't process all of them at the time because I was in a hurry. So I'm just going to get the rest of these done and pop them into the fridge, and then we're going to move on to the main event, which is the garlic, which is going to take the longest. Now it's time to tackle all of this garlic. So I guess, like I said, I just didn't give enough away, or I didn't use enough of it, and I can already tell that this clove is not good, not off to a very good start. So let's try another. Also not good. Oh dear. None of it's good. What about this? None of it's good. Welp, this is real life, and I could choose to just not publish any of this, but I'm not going to do that because mistakes happen in the kitchen all the time, and all you can do is learn from them and grow from them and try not to make the same mistake again. So I'm really sad because I've lost all of this garlic. None of it is good, and I don't know if I didn't cure it properly or what. I had plans to mince all of this garlic and go through the whole process of letting it sit in citric acid to create a safe environment to not have botulism form, and unfortunately this is what all of the garlic feels and looks like. It's just this rubbery mess, which I'm really, really sad about. The only good thing is that A, I don't have to take the time to do all that because I really wasn't looking forward to it, but B, I have a ton of garlic that's growing in the garden again, and I can just try again this year. It's so strange because this was my second year of harvesting garlic from moving into this house and having an abundance of it, and this didn't happen the year before. So it must just be that I did not properly cure the garlic, because it's all just gross. I offered some to my neighbors the other day. I'm glad no one wanted any, because how terrible would it be if I had given them this horrible garlic. So moving on. I am not going to compost this because we've already learned what happens when you compost garlic, as evidenced by the compost bin full of garlic that I have growing right now. So I'm just gonna move on to the other things I had planned for the day, one of which was getting this kitchen island organized because it is a disaster. So I guess I'll just get started on that. I'm really bad at out of sight, out of mind. Close the cupboard and don't look at the mess until I just can't take it anymore. And I'm at the point where I just can't take this anymore because it's such a mess. And I really need a better storage option for some of the jars that I like to keep on hand up here, either when they're just get emptied and I have them up here now, or I keep them up here because I want to use them for something. But they really just, they get into the way. I have no organization for them at all. I don't have things labeled. This is the chickweed oil that I made the other day that I need to get a label on so I don't forget what it is. This is some olive oil that I infused with oregano, nature's medicine, right here. I also don't have a label on this, which I probably should. I have a huge kitchen and I have a ton of storage, and I somehow have used it all and have completely run out of room. And just like jars like this that my mom gives me for the things that I make in the kitchen, I need a better organization for them. So while I'm still heartbroken about the garlic, I'm just going to move on from that. Be thankful for the things that I do have and can accomplish today, and just move on. So I'm just going to leave my cookbooks in here and get them more organized. I have a ton of stuff back here that I honestly, I don't even know what it is. Oh, see? I didn't even know I had this. Wow, okay. Cocoa butter. I knew I had these beeswax pellets. The rest of them are up in the apothecary. Let's see, what's this? This is, what is this? I don't even know, hold on. Okay, I just had to look up what this is. None of it is in English. I do remember buying this, kind of, and I'm pretty sure that my daughter and I, yeah, we made face masks out of this, and it's called Argilla Natural. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. It's a breakthrough smoothing system leveraging natural Amazonian ingredients such as clay powder and maru, that's not right, oil, to create long-lasting, beautiful, silky smooth, and manageable hair without the use of any harsh or damaging chemicals, which sounds like something that I would buy. Okay, here we go. So apparently it's just green clay. Green clay is what this is, which makes sense as to why my daughter and I did face masks out of this. What do I have? I have something else upstairs, which is also very, very much like this, that I use as a face mask. And now I can't remember the name of that either. It's gonna drive me nuts. I have to go look. Okay, I went and grabbed it. Bentonite clay is the other one that I have. So I'm not being very good about utilizing the products that I have purchased, because I also have, where is it? I also have this vegetable glycerin, which I've never used. I don't even think the seal is off of it. Nope, it's not. I bought this for something that I don't remember. I was probably going to make like a homemade natural product. This is also really great if you want to make a tincture, but you don't want to use alcohol because you are sober, which is something that I am. So I imagine that I also could have bought this for that, because when you're making a tincture with herbs, you use alcohol, which is something I obviously can't do being sober. So I should start using these things. And then I also have, I have a ton of cayenne pepper powder, see, this is why I need better organization, because I totally could have used this when I made my homemade taco seasoning. And two more. Ginger powder, a whole ton of it, and turmeric powder. So I get a failing grade for utilizing the things in my kitchen properly, which is why I'm really glad I'm going through this and doing this. I do have a cabinet that I think I can make better use of. So I think I'm going to take the products that I should be using and put them into some of these glass jars that I don't know what to do with, and store them up in a different cabinet so I don't forget that I have them, because shame on me to have all these beautiful products and not be utilizing them. I took the time to put the spices I had in jars and get them out from underneath the island where I had very clearly forgotten about them. It's so important to take time to do organization every once in a while so you don't lose track of what you have. Obviously, a very important lesson that I learned today with the garlic. It's so easy just to get caught up in everyday life and put things off to a perpetual tomorrow, which never comes. All right, this is what I'm left with, which is much more manageable than it previously was. I can actually see what's in here. I took care of all the things that I was not properly using or storing. Those are in the apothecary, where I'm more likely to see them, therefore use them and not forget about them. I still have a lot of organization to get done, but until I can find another cupboard or cabinet or something around here that I can use to store extra jars and things where I'm making like homemade products that I like to either store or give as gifts, this will do for now. It's much better than it was though. I'm thinking that's it for now. It's only 20 after 10 and I really anticipated spending a good part of my day processing and chopping garlic and peeling it and getting it ready to for proper safe storage, which again, I'm very sad and disappointed that I didn't even realize, because they looked fine, but they were like so deflated and gross. So lesson learned for next time. I think since it's so early in the day, I have the rest of the day to just enjoy. We're removing a side garden hopefully this weekend, and we're going to be, I'm just making a fruit plot so I can have raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, all sorts of fruit available to us that I can then preserve and feed to my family. So I have a lot of things from that garden that I would like to save and rehome other places. So I think that will be my focus for the rest of today. And I guess today's lesson is just to check on your produce. Check the things that you've harvested from your garden to make sure that you have actually stored them properly. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend some time in the kitchen with me today. And lesson learned the hard way. I hope to not have to learn that lesson ever again. Hopefully you can learn from my mistakes so you also don't ever make those mistakes either, and I will see you guys soon. The cats are helping. They're so helpful.